This is Teresa with My Crochet Obsession, and the roses are blooming at my house. Today I want to show you how to crochet an abstract spiral rose. They come in different shapes. Some are more open than others. Today we will make an open abstract spiral rose. Let's begin. Today I've chosen this vibrant flamenco pink yarn. It is a striping yarn, so it will be changing colors on us as we work. But isn't that so much like the Tropicana roses? They're one of my favorites. Now this particular rose is different from some of the other roses that we've made. It begins on a spiral base. And then we will go back and crochet into the top loops of that spiral round that we create. It's not as thick as some of the other roses that we have made, so it readily avails itself to being an applique that one might sew onto something else. I use this particular shape of rose a lot in freeform, also on scarves and neck warmers where I want something not quite so full to lay up around my neck. We begin with your preferred method of forming a ring. I'm beginning with a double slip ring. To do that is yarn over 3 times with your hook, go under and grab the first loop that you put on, the one that's closest to your knuckle, and remove the slip ring from your finger. I'm going to start out my spiral with a single crochet, so I'll chain 1. And I'll start with 8 single crochet in my double slip ring. So here's 1. Seven and 8. Oops. I need to pull my slip ring before I put that last one in, or I'm going to lose my yarn end. Okay, let me put my last one in for 8. Another thing in a spiral, I need to know where this row ends, because I am going to begin my increases here, but I will not be slip stitching to join and chaining up. I'm going to continue to my stitches in a spiral rather than concentric circles. Well, hopefully that will just stay on there. All right. Now, before I join my ring, first of all, I will go into my back loops in a moment, but the first join, I'm going to join where underneath the 2 loops of my very first stitch. And now to pull a slip ring, it's necessary to kind of do a double process here. The first time pulling up, I put something inside the ring and pull. This one's not going to cooperate today, I don't think. Let me take that out. Try that again. You have to really pull hard. There we go. That pulled it. Now, it's almost completely closed. There we go. Because we can come back and do that. All right, I'm going to have to put this stitch back in because it came out. I'm not going to edit this out because, you know, hey, this is crochet. This is what happens. Even to me. After 62 years of crocheting, I still stumble along the way sometimes. Okay, now then, I'm going to go in to that first stitch And this is going to begin my increase, so I'm going to single crochet 2 into that stitch. This first one, I'm going under both loops to get going. After this stitch, I'm going to go into back loops only, and the reason for that is I need the top loops in order to put my petals when I start to do my rose petals. Okay, I put my stitch marker back in that first stitch so I know where I began my increases. Now, single crochet 2 more into the back loop of the next stitch. And two single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch. Now I'm going to increase my stitch size in my next stitches. I'm going to increase to a half double crochet so that the rose petals begin to open up a little bit. And continue the increase in the second row of the spiral, 2 stitches in the back loop of each stitch. Back out of that and go back. I skipped my increase there. And in free form, that's not a big deal, but I just like, for teaching purposes, I like to teach it correctly. This is the same method on anything where you want a continuous spiral. These stitches are very tight when I go into that back loop because it pulls the loop on the other side of the stitch. It pulls it tightly, and then the previous stitches pull the stitches also, pull the yarn, so it begins to tighten up. So if you're finding that to be true while you're making this, I keep forgetting to increase. If you are finding this to be true as you're crocheting along, that's the way it does. All right, now I'm ready for my to go to my next row of increases, and in the second row we'll have 1 stitch and then increase in the second stitch. I'm going to continue with my half double crochet into the back loop of my stitches from the previous row. The first stitch is 1 half double crochet, and then the increase in the second stitch. One half double crochet in the back loop, and then 2 half double crochet in the back loop of the next one. And that's going to be the pattern all the way around this round. I need to put my stitch marker in so that I know where to begin my increases for the next row. Well, there it is. I'm looking for the, no, it's not that one. It is this one. Right here. Now you can continue this pattern sequence and with your appropriate increases on your rounds for as large as you would like the base of your flower to be. I don't want this rose to be too awfully big. Maybe about 3 inches. This one is 4, and you can see the size of the base. So it has 1, 2, it has 3 rounds, but I increased to double crochet in that 3rd round. So we won't do that in this one because I don't want it to get that big. Back to our stitch pattern, 1 half double crochet in the back loop, and then increase in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in the back loop. Next stitch is the beginning of the next round. So I'll remove my stitch marker, and in this round I will increase on the 3rd stitch in the round. So half double crochet 1 time in the first 2 stitches. And in the 3rd stitch, 2 half double crochet. Place my stitch marker again, although this is going to be my last round, and I can stop this round. I don't have to go all the way around if I don't want to. Continuing in the back loops. One half double crochet in the first 2 stitches and 2 half double crochet in the 3rd stitch, and repeat that pattern increase sequence for the entire round. Or as far as you want it to go. I'm going to, now that I've got my base, I think, as large as I need it, I am going to go down in my stitch size to a single crochet now. And a second single crochet. And now a 3rd stitch, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. I'm going to call that as large as I want my base to be. Now again, you can go on, make it as big as you want. You could make this a giant thing. Okay, from here, to make this, we're going to go into the top stitches that we left ourselves after we went into the back loops. That's going to be more significant once we get over here. In this first round, we can go into those 2 loops if we want. I'm going to have double crochets to begin, so I'm going to chain up 2 and turn my work. No, the first stitch, I like this first stitch to actually be a single crochet. Changed my mind. All right, and then in the 2nd stitch from the hook, turn the work and single crochet. Now we're not going to increase. I'm going to continue just 1 stitch in the top loop of each stitch, and the reason I'm doing that is because that is what causes these petals to stand up. I will be putting a few increases, or else it really stands up like this and almost closes. So I'll put a few increases, maybe every 6 or 7 stitches, just so it opens up just a little bit. You can use your own discretion, your design choice there. My second stitch was a half double crochet. Now I'm coming in with my double crochet into that top loop. With the work turned this way, it's actually the back loop. My yarn is changing colors. This is going to be a very pretty little open rose with all these colors, and very much like the Tropicana rose is. It has multiple colors in the petals. Has some yellow too. All right, I've got 2, 4, 6. This is 7. Let's put an extra stitch right here in stitch number 7 to help it flare just a bit. And then back to 1 stitch again in the back loop only. Whoops. Oh, I'm having a time this morning. Okay. I thought I'd gone to my double crochets, but apparently I have not. Let's just change now to double crochet in the next stitch. And in the 7th stitch from our last increase, we'll increase again. That's stitch number 3, number 4, 5, 6. This is 7. Place an increase. You've got to be kidding me. What is it, Murphy's Law Day? I shall return. I've made my increase. I'm going to continue with double crochet. In those back loops. As you stitch, if your loops just get too small, then reduce your hook size. We're going to change the stitch size in a moment anyway, so if rather than struggle with it, just go ahead and reduce the hook size so you don't get frustrated. All right, I'm at stitch number 7. I'm going to increase again and start again. I'm coming up to where my first stitch was as I come back to make my flower petals, and I'm just going to then slip right into that first top loop stitch that's exposed there. I'm going to continue with my double crochet for a few more stitches. I will be decreasing back to a half double crochet. There's my number 7. Now this is stitch number 4. Since my increase in number 5, go ahead and turn your petals down. It won't hurt them a bit. Six. And this is 7. This is going to be my last increase. I want the remaining stitches for the petals, I want them to stand up. And I'm going to put in 2 more double crochet and then change to half double crochet for the remainder of this round. There's only one loop there. I don't know. It's the way we have it facing. I guess it was the front loop, but it's the only loop that's there right now. So just in that exposed loop, half double crochet, adjust my tension there. It's getting a little loose. Okay, now for the remainder of the flower, I only have maybe 10 stitches, 3, 6, 10, yep, exactly 10. I'm going to change now to single crochet, so that the flower does have a tendency to look like it's closing up, as petals do on the center of the flower. It's really getting tight now. I think these original stitches were kind of tight anyway, and now even tighter. I'll switch to my 4.5mm crochet hook to finish out this square rather than have squeaky yarn. That kind of makes me have goosebumps when I have squeaky yarn sounds. Adjust that tension. A couple of more stitches. I think I have one more there, but I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to chain one and pull up a loop, and then I'll be pulling that loop in from the bottom. And I can't go into the center because I pull that center really, really tight. So I'll just be pulling it down from the gap between the next two stitches that are right beside it. Once I deal with my yarn ends, this abstract spiral open rose is finished. We're nearing the end of our time together today. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. Your likes grow this channel. It helps me to know what content to bring next. It goes without saying, I would love to have you as a subscriber with the notification bell activated so you would know every time I bring up a new tutorial. Remember, kindness is free. Spread it everywhere you go. And until I see you again, keep calm and crochet on.